Hi everyone. I've been posting on my channel Bordo's Kitchen a couple of dishes. I think it's about 12 already. And some of my friends said, why don't you try and cook something Western, easy to cook. So I said, okay, as the motto goes, everything in my kitchen gets done in 20 minutes, which is the executive cooking in 20 minutes. And sometimes there's a tail, sometimes there's a twist. So today it's a twist. So what I'm going to make is, I'm going to make penne, which is kind of Italian thing, but with homemade sauce. Now, when I say homemade sauce, I'm not buying the ready-made can of sauce or the bottle of sauce that you get. I'm going to make it at home, right? So let me show you the ingredients I'm going to use to make the sauce. So I've got white mushroom. You get this in any wet market or any supermarkets. And I've got brown mushrooms. These are button mushrooms. Button mushrooms are smaller, so it's slightly bigger than the button mushrooms. And I've got half a white onion. And I've got garlic, which is minced garlic that we keep in our fridge. So I'm going to make the sauce using just these 4 ingredients. I've got the penne for serving for 2, and we'll come back and show you when I make the sauce and the cooking. All it takes is just 20 minutes. Yep. All right. Hi. So I showed you the ingredients. Now I have finely chopped or thinly sliced these white mushrooms and the brown mushrooms, and I've got kind of coarsely chopped white onion, and I'm going to now make the sauce, right? So it's a very easy step. I'm going to switch on the fire and olive oil. Kind of a tablespoon and a half of olive oil is more than enough. I'm just going to stir this. Again, this is a kind of a thin bottom pan, so that it kind of heats quickly, and it kind of cooks the mushroom well. So all I'm going to do now is add the coarsely chopped onion and kind of fry till kind of it browns out a little bit. All right, now the onions kind of cooked, slightly translucent, and these are white onion, yeah. And then I just pour all of the mushroom in there. Now, what I'm going to do as I put the mushroom is I'm going to add salt. The reason is the mushroom is going to ooze salt. And again, the mushroom will ooze water as I put the salt, and that's the kind of water I want to cook the mushroom in. So I'm going to cook this, and as that's cooking, I'm going to add kind of a teaspoon and a half of minced garlic. You can make it, if you want, you can make it a little bit hot by adding a red chili, but I want to avoid that. So I'm going to basically saute it till it starts to ooze water. Remember, I've already put salt there, so it's going to ooze water. So it's on high flame, and I want it to start to kind of saute till it starts to ooze water, which you will do shortly. All right, now you can, as I told you, you can see the kind of the water is oozing out. At this stage is when I'll do my salt test. Again, the water. So perfect salt. No need to add any. And this will ooze a lot of water. Now at this stage, I think the mushroom is more or less done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of a very dry, it's a Chardonnay, dry white wine into this. Very little, maybe do it this way. Just 1 cap, that's good enough, or maybe 1.5. 1.5, and I'll put it on high flame because what I want is the flavor of the wine, but I want the alcohol to burn out. So I'm going to put it on high flame, mix it up a little bit. So you can take this, yeah, it's got a nice white wine, you know, the dry Chardonnay, kind of dry white wine, let's put it that way. So if you want to cook, always preferably use a dry white, because that's kind of doesn't have that sweetness or that typically comes with a Sauvignon Blanc. So that is more or less done. Now what I'm going to do is going to cover it up, and I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes, and that's cooked. And then I'll take you through the next process where I make that into a sauce. Yeah. Right. Hi. So the mushroom is done. It's cooked. It's cooled down. The reason I wanted it to cool down is because I'm going to now blend. I'm going to make the sauce. So I have my blender, and all I'm going to do is take the mushroom and put it into the blender with the that's it, and it's as simple as that. And I'm going to just blend it. I'm going to do this. Now you see, I'm going to kind of blend it for about a minute so that the mushroom is well blended. And there you are. That's the sauce, homemade mushroom sauce that I'm going to use to cook the penne. And when I do that, that's the last step. Everything under 20 minutes. Hi. So now I made the sauce, the homemade sauce, and now I'm going to make the penne. So I've got about 3 cups, 3 of this size, 3.5 actually, of this size penne, and I've got my water boiling here. So all I'm going to do is put the penne into the water, and then I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. That's very important. And I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to raise the fire, stir it a little bit, so they don't. What the oil does, it kind of, you know, it doesn't allow the penne to stick to each other. So that's the help it has. So now the penne is done. I've set my timer to 9 minutes. Now here's the thing. I'm not a chef. I'm not trained in this business. So on these things, I actually follow the instructions. So when you buy a penne packet, it says put it in hot water for 9 minutes. Just follow that. That's what I've done. Otherwise it becomes soggy and all, because we are not trained chef, right? So I'm going to put it for 9 minutes, and it's going to boil for 9 minutes. And I'm going to come back and then finish the dish in terms of cooking. Thank you. Hi. So my pasta has just gone on the clock at 9 minutes. I'm going to switch it off. I'm going to take this off the fire. It's been boiling now for 9 minutes. I'm going to put the pan in. And I've got my sauce here, the homemade sauce. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this. Very little olive oil. Julie can come closer to show, yeah? So I'm just going to spread out. Then these are Pedro chilies. These are Spanish red dried chili. And if you don't have Pedro, you can use any dried chili, right? And Pedro dried chili is available in any thing. So the oil is heated up. I'm just going to do this. This adds that little bit of flavor to the dish. So I'm going to just make sure the thing is on, and then I'm going to I'm going to take my the thing that I boiled. I'm going to take this out, strain it. Beautifully done. Sprinkle a little, make sure the water is out, and then add it there. And then the Pedron chili gives it a flavor. So I'm going to fry it a little bit, not on very low flame, little bit. Now this is not something any Italian chef would be proud of, but that's my way of doing it. This chili flavor goes in, and then I'm going to take this, and that's the homemade sauce, if you remember. On slow flame. I'm going to take one more scoop. Again, if this is not finished, you can always keep it for the next time you want to do it, right? So that's maybe a little bit more. Yep. And I'm going to put it, increase the flame a little bit. So this is that home cooked or homemade pasta sauce or penne sauce. Doesn't matter, you can use it for pasta as well, but I prefer it with penne because it kind of blends well, and I think it is more or less done. So that's it. It's done, and I'm just going to cover it and keep it warm. That's your penne with homemade sauce of garlic, white onion, brown mushroom, white mushroom, between button. You can use button mushroom as well, but these are slightly bigger than button, with penne in under 20 minutes, and it's done. Ready to eat.